That's cool. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Falzer Club, ladies and gentlemen. Here in beautiful downtown East Falls, where we'd like to say that it's not Roxborough, it's not Manayunk. This is East Falls, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. It is, absolutely. We're glad you're here, and we're glad these folks are here. We've been here about 3 years now doing music, and he has not been here for a couple years, actually. And since then, the Falzer Club, did you know this, Jimmy? The Falzer Club won Philadelphia Magazine's Best Small Venue Award, ladies and gentlemen. We did. So, absolutely we did. But this gentleman was one of the first people that we had here at the Falzer Club, and one of the most renowned jazz guitarists in the world, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely. I'm so happy to have him here in the area, along with his band. Please welcome Mr. Jimmy Bruno, ladies and gentlemen. This is Jimmy Bruno.
Thank you very much. Well, it really got crowded. See what happens when you stay away? Anyway, it's been a while, and this is one of my oldest friends, and I haven't seen him we haven't played together, maybe I'm 16 years old, and we're both 39. It's been a long time. And I have to tell you, he's one of the finest pianists anywhere, New York, Australia, ever. Tom Lawton. And I've known him for a really long time. One of my oldest friends, and I think one of the finest drummers around. It's very hard to find a drummer to play for guitar players. You know, they're great with saxophone players with the cymbal ride that, you know, blood comes out of your ear. That, you know, Dan Monahan. And new to me, what a fine bassist, my God. You know, Madison, you ever think about doing this professionally? You don't need to work in the gas station anymore. On bass, I'm really knocked out by his playing. Madison Rast. Shadow your smile, okay. Shadow your smile, good. Shadow your smile. Thank you very much. You know, I don't know if any of you people remember. Oh, you know, before I go to that, does anybody watch my YouTube channel? You know, I have it in the back. I'll show it to you. You know, I've seen so many familiar places I didn't have a chance to warm up because I wound up bullshitting with everybody. When my daughter was born, she was 2.5 pounds. And she was a preemie. And there was a nurse that took care of her. And probably had a lot to do with her being here. And she actually had the nerve to reproduce, and I have a grandson right there, Scotty. And that nurse is here tonight, Nina. Pretty far out, huh? You know? And there was a time also when I first moved from L.A. and I moved back to Philadelphia, believe it or not, I got involved in a bar, like practically owning it. And the guy that we helped me run the place is here tonight too. And now wait, let me tell you the story, okay? So there was previous owners. They defaulted on the loan. Some Italian guy owned the building. He don't know anything about the bar business, okay? So, and he was a short little guy, and he had one of those shoes. So like, you know, there's a name for that, you know. His legs weren't the same size, so all he did was walk around like this and curse. And he had a favorite word that is so bad that I can't say it. I can't even say it on my YouTube channel. And that's everything that he would say. So nobody's coming in the place, you know, no, because of him. Okay, nobody liked him. He was there all the time. Okay, so it was a strange clientele, too. Daytime, we had iron workers, you know, shot and beer guys, you know, and then get up and, you know, on top of buildings, you know, smoke a little doobie. And seriously, this is the truth. And at night, there was police and potato chip gangsters. That's people that want to be gangsters, but they're not. And we call them potato chip. So Jerry says to me after like 6 months, he says, you know, Jimmy, maybe we should hire somebody that knows about the bar business. Jesus, what am I, carp? Okay. So he says, I hired this guy from New York. Were you living in New York, Tom? Yeah. Okay. And I says, geez, you know, F you. Well, yeah, I've been here with this guy, right? I quit. He calls me and says to me, you quit because I'm black, didn't you? I said, well, I know what the hell color you are. What the fuck? You know, okay. And that's how here's how the conversation ended. He said to me, fuck you, and I said, well, fuck you too. Okay? Anyway, he was a giant help. And he says to me, I'm not black. I'm a big brown guy. And here's the big brown guy, Tom Noco. So we actually ran the bar into the ground. Seriously, I mean, almost literally, okay? And so nobody wanted to work in the daytime. Because, you know, these guys would come in, shot and beer, you know. And I remember one time, it was so slow. nobody was in there, and the door creaked, and a guy came in with a crutch and one leg. I swear to God. And the owner happened to be in there, and he says, wow, Jimmy, we can't even get a whole guy in here. I swear, this is true. You can't make this shit up. And in the daytime, so somebody hired this guy. His nickname was Shaky, okay? And he was old. Like, we're talking, 90. And his nickname was Shaky. It's how he poured a drink, like this. I'm not kidding you. That was just Shaky. So, of course, these shot and beer guys, they love it because he couldn't get it into his shot glass like this of his life. And he got, get the fuck out of here. And he got a giant goddamn glass, right? And then there was a lady that we don't know, nobody ever found out why she was there. But she was there every day, and she cleaned. She cleaned the floors, the bathroom. Tom, did you hire her? No. I don't know who she is. Does she want money? No. She didn't even want a free drink. It was something for her to do, okay? And so it was Shaky in the daytime and her. Her name was Rita, okay? And, well, she didn't graduate from Harvard, okay? She called chewing gum, you ready? Chungum, okay? I kind of figured it out. And she would say, Shaky, Shaky, all right, Rita, give me a break. What do you want? She tortured the poor man all day. And she says to one day, Shaky, there's chungum all underneath these tables. She says, I don't know what the fuck it is, Rita, but I'll get it. Read it. I thought that would go over better. Let's see. See. Thank you very much. Let's hear it for this great band. Anybody can play fast tunes. That's really hard to do. Play a slow tune, you know. So, you know, I have to tell you, you know, I have a love-hate relationship with the city of Philadelphia. I've always had. I haven't played in Philly. I stopped playing at that place, Chris's, when Chris Dimitri owned it and sold it. That was a really long time ago. And even when I was playing there, after my first CD came out, I started to play in New York, and had another CD, play more. So I mostly, lately, for a long time, I've been playing in New York. Now, prior to that, I got really sick. I mean, when I get sick, I really get sick. You know, I don't get colds and shit. You know, I shake hands with death. And I almost croaked. I almost storbed, right? Right? It's a Yiddish word. And I have to tell you, there's three gentlemen here that saved my life, and they're here tonight. Three doctors: Dr. Klein, Dr. Gusenberg, Dr. Henney. and Rick and Howard and Eric, they all play guitar. Ain't that a bitch? Can you believe that? If I get sick now, I tell the doctor, can you send me a tape? And we'll see if you can play. But they're all guitar players, and they're all my dear friends. I've known these two gentlemen for a really, really long, long time, you know. I don't know why they stay with me. But anyway, and so the point of this was Philadelphia Inquirer. They do a big spread, you know, that interview my daughter and my son who's here. And, you know, what's happening with that? Well, don't look so good, you know. So the newspaper painted me like I'm dead. I mean, really, seriously. You know how people get a little bit and they, you know, a little bit of information. It was bad. And so I get better. And I get my driver's license back and put WRTI on. And they played one of my tunes, something from a record. And the DJ, another dear friend, Bob Perkins, right, Gary? Right? And he says, yeah, everybody knows Bob. BP with the GM, right? And he says, and that was from the late, great Jimmy Bruno. I'm not kidding you. And I'm driving, I said, what? I pulled over and I called up the station. He says, Bob, yeah, you know? He says, it's me. Who's me? He says, Jimmy Bruno. He says, well, I'm sorry to say that he passed away. No, Bob, no, I'm not dead. I'm not dead. Here, okay, here I am. And he said, oh, geez. He got on the air, you know, correction, Jimmy is not dead, okay? And this is true. You know, so, you know, I'm not getting any work anymore. People think I'm dead. So I called the Inquirer, Philadelphia Inquirer, and I says, listen, you know, I appreciate the article you did on me, but I'm not dead. You think maybe you could, you know, write something about that? No. Nothing. It really took 2 years before I had to call people and say I'm not dead. And it's true. So like I said, Philadelphia me sometimes, you know? I don't know. But I do really love the city. It's my hometown, and it'll always be my hometown. You know, even though I play a lot of different places. And, you know, and the Philadelphia audiences are special, too, because, you know, nowhere else in Philly, like, I mean, when I was playing down there at Chris's a lot, you know, you play something, people go, yeah, go ahead, rah, you know, like that, you know. You don't get that in New York. It's different. They're great audiences, don't get me wrong. But, you know, it's special about Philadelphia, you know? So anyway, I'm done. No. What would you guys like to hear? I'm okay. I'm not going to do that, but what else? I need 2 more songs. Boy, that sounded good. What's that? More songs that I'm not going to play? Okay. Missed it. Okay, all right. I'm going to play a song that has the same notes as them. But no, I will play the Green Dolphin Street. See? Thank you so much. So, as another gentleman here that I've known for a really long time, he makes amplifiers, believe it or not. And this says Fender Princeton in the front, but in the back it says Alessandro. And it's a hand wired amplifier that based on the design of this, but it's so much better. And he's here, George Alessandro. Where are you, George? George is a little off, and it's because of the solder. Everybody I met that ever made an amplifier or pickups, the solder, something has, is that right? Something's a little not right, you know? But he does, you know, he's done sound and amplifiers for people like Eric Clapton, Eric Johnson. Recently, he treated me and my girlfriend to Tedeschi and Trucks at the Beacon Theater in New York, you know? And I know him a really long time. And if I look better, it's because of my girlfriend, Jennifer, right there. She's younger than me. And, hey, you know, a funny story. Do you guys remember, Jennifer, Eddie Brigatti? What's the band? The Young Rascals, right? Eddie Brigatti. So he's a mutual friend of a friend of ours. And we went to this party at his house. And somewhere in Jersey. Really nice house. And he's a very nice man. And all the hits that he had, you know, there's too many to name. And he wrote most of them. And he had a brother named Dave. Was in the Starlighters. And the Peppermint Twist was his brother, you know. It's kind of a weird dynamic that those two had because, you know, Eddie became, you know, much more famous, right? But his brother was really, really funny, okay? So, and now these two guys are in their 80s, okay? You have to know that, okay? So he stood up, and he looked at me, and he looked at my girlfriend, and he came back and he looked at me, and then he went over to her and said, "Why?" It's the truth. I mean, and he was just a riot. I mean, you know, and the guy that I didn't bring his guitar tonight, but Roger Sadowski, I played most of his guitars, and I had called him about a year ago, and I says, "Hey, Roger, I have a girlfriend now." He says, "What's wrong with her?" Anyway, so I'm lucky enough to have two parents that were musicians. My father was a guitar player, had a hit record in 1959. You remember that, don't you, Madeline? My cousin. In fact, everybody in here in this room is related to me somehow. It's true. I'm looking around, you know, it might as well be. And and my mother was, they met when, of course they met before I was born. What a stupid thing to say, right? They met after I was born. Maybe they did. Anyway, she was the chick singer in the band. So I always was fortunate enough to always be around this kind of music, you know. And dinner time was always the Temple Station, which used to be called something else, Dan. I don't know if you remember. Dan is a professor there. Archaeology. He's in archaeology. No, that's what Dan actually teaches music there, right? Theory. Correct? He had a job until tonight. But anyway, so there was all this music around all the time. Sid Mark, the Mark of Jazz. The audience is too young to get any of this shit. But anyway, so I'm going to play some songs that I heard growing up. Okay, and there's my cousin Madeline. Stand up, Madeline. She is standing. No. You know you have to come on the road. Ah, there you go, Madeline. All right. Come from a family of 5. True. And there's another side of the family, my mother's side of the family, but They're not here. Prison. Some songs that I heard growing up. Thank you very much. This guy plays so good. Featured Tom Martin on piano. Mr. Tom Lawton on piano. Madison Rast on the bass. Dan Monahan on drums. Chris Dimitri, who's the owner of Chris's Jazz Cafe, was supposed to come, but he wasn't able to make it. But I really have to thank that man. He really did a lot for jazz in the city of Philadelphia. He was the first to, put a small cover charge in the whole city. And I remember I told him, I said, it's a really good idea, Chris. Why should you pay the band out of the cash register? They did it every other city you wanted to see jazz, yet there was a cover charge. And many Saturday night, we looked at each other, nobody there. And it gradually, and once again, Philadelphia Inquirer or whoever runs the city, not a word. Not a word. Like I said, it's a love-hate relationship that I have with the city, but I can't complain. It was very good to me. I got signed to Concord Records by playing a pizza joint at 21st and Chestnut called JJ's Grotto. And yeah, you remember that. It's one of my dearest friends' nephew. The Cubans. I called them the Cuban. Her husband was from Cuba. And we were kids, 50. It stuck. It's 50 years now, the Cubans, okay? And people say, why do you call them the Cubans? Well, he's from Cuba. You actually say that? Yeah. They wouldn't know what to say. Anyway, nothing can beat a Philadelphia audience. And also, big thanks to Gary Lee, who puts these shows together. And Barb did the sounds. Barbara, back there, redheaded lady. One of my favorite little people, Felicity, who runs the show. Okay. And so we got time for, I think, maybe 15 more songs. No, one more. And I'm going to bid you a good evening. And please drive careful. And the only place I play in Philadelphia is here. No place else will have me. No, but I like it here. It's a good listening room, you don't have... Anyway, I'll shut up. Once again, Tom Lawton. Madison Rast, bass. Dan Monahan, special applause. He made a lot of phone calls for me, put the band together. And that's it. We'll end with a blues, and that's it. C? A blues in C. You got the real book? Tom, look up A's, blues. I actually played a gig like that in Holland, Michigan. It's a true story. We had to pick up, me and Jack Wilkins, we had some big paying gig up at the top of Michigan, and we had a night off, and booking agents, as they are, hey, you guys want to make some money tonight? Sure. Well, you got to play in Holland, Michigan. No, well, maybe not. He says, well, you could sit in a room and make no money. Or anyway, we take this gig in Holland, Michigan, and what a disaster it was. So we take the gig. So what kind of amps do you guys want? Well, Fender Twins would be nice. Okay, this is me, booking agent, club, okay? Okay. Call back. Oh, by the way, Jimmy, you have to hire the bass players, the owner's nephew and uncle. What do they play? One plays bass and one plays drums. Now it's getting like, good old booking agent shit. Hey, you want to stay home? You want to make... they suck. Now it's turning into a nightmare. So we get there, and there's two amplifiers there, and they're broken. I mean, they're broken. It's the amplifier like that, blowing speakers, and they weren't Fender Twins. They were these tiny little super champs, okay? And before I had a chance to say, the owner comes over and says, boy, man, I hope you guys play good. It took me a day to find these things. I've been on the phone all day. I didn't have the heart to tell them that they're a piece of shit. Okay, so now, and it's cold. It's like 10 degrees below. Me and Jack were outside, we're smoking a cigarette, and a plumbing truck pulled up to the loading dock. Yeah, by the way, the owner also had a lunch meat store next door. I'm not kidding you. Next door to that was a wine shop, all owned by the same guy in Holland, Michigan, and it's a college town. Okay? There's some college there. So this guy pulls up with a plumbing van, and he pulls out a set of drums, and everything is welded together. The seat, the cymbals, the hi-hat, and Jack says, we're freezing, says, boy, that's an interesting set of drums. And he says, I welded these son of a bitches together 20 years ago. Okay, so he hates the drums. And then the bass player comes with an amplifier like this big, okay? And, okay, we don't want to play. So we said, well, let's play a blues. The guy opened the real book, and he's looking through A. He says, there's no A blues here. Wow. Jack had a bottle of wine, and he just went, you got it, Jimmy. Okay. So he's out for the count. Actually, he plays good drunk. Anyway, so we said, okay, straight, no chaser. Okay, because it's a blues, right? And here's the guy, he goes, F. Looks at the bass. Okay, you ready? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Here's what the drummer plays. Both hands, both feet. Doosh, 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 doosh. The bass player goes F, and he goes, stops, and he goes, I kid you not, okay? And here's the killer. Here's the killer of the story. It was so bad, and we're playing this tune through broken amplifiers. It's the worst sounding god-awful shit you ever heard in your life, okay? Nobody's paying attention. And then when we got done, the college kids, wow! Okay? Well, it is Holland, Michigan. Drive safely. Come to the website, Fallsner Club, or my YouTube channel, and you'll find out when I'm here again. And thank you all for coming out. Go ahead, Gary.
Ho, ho, ho. Mr. Jimmy Bruno, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Jimmy Bruno. And his amazing band. You got one more for me, brother? You got one more for me? You got one more for me? Yes, you do. Look at me. I'm as healthy as a turtle up a tree.
Want to play one more?
Yeah, I want you to play one more.
Okay. Sunny side of the street? Guess we ain't
Oh,
done.
there you go. Ladies and gentlemen, right here in East Falls, you're never going to get this again. These guys, give it up one more time for this band. This is like, absolutely. Go ahead. Look at me.
Oh, yeah? You want me to sing? Only if you sing.
I'm as helpless as a kitten
Yeah, Gary.
up a tree. My right hand from my left.
Oh, come on.
I know, and I'm too misty and too much in love. On my own. All right, that's enough. That's enough. Stop. All right. Go ahead, brother. Play what you're going to play. Mr. Jimmy Bruno, right here. Get back. Cause I'm too misty and I'm too much in love. All right, we're gonna get it. All right, play. All right. Go ahead now. Play one more, brother. Play one more.
Thank you very much. Good night. Couldn't take a minute.